Hey everyone, it's Byron here to testify for Jesus Christ. Just woke up, hadn't been up too long. I clicked on a video from I was watching yesterday, and I want to share this dream that I had. I didn't remember it until I started watching this video. This dream came on December the 8th, 2017, during the night. I forgot it. I woke up remembering, goodness gracious, did you not have a dream? And I couldn't remember it until I clicked on a video that Pastor Carter Conlon did at Times Square Church. So I'm going to load this video and then follow it by that message from him so it's available for people to see. It's in a playlist. It'll be in a playlist at junipertreeandbeyond.com. I've got a link to his playlist in there under other resources or preaching. I think it's under preaching if you find that tab. In the dream, my wife was excited to introduce me to a neighbor, and she took me down the street. I was just passing a driveway that had a van in the driveway, and when I got around that area, a lady came up to me, and she was very provocative, trying to impress me greatly. And I knew immediately this is not the lady that my wife was wanting me to meet. She was another lady, a friend of the lady that my wife wanted me to meet. And there, and you know how dreams can go, they're not logical sometimes. There was a bed in the front yard, and this lady was attempting to get me into the bed, actually got me down to the bed and trying to seduce me. And I got so frustrated, I just grabbed her, picked by the clothes, picked her up and threw her away. A man nearby saw that and was very happy to see that. And I thought, well, at least there's a man around who has a value left in the United States. And this man came over to me and started talking to me, and then got me down on the bed and began to do me like the lady. And I picked him up and threw him off. At that point, I was very frustrated, and I just started to leave. I started to walk away from that bed that was in the front of the room and got back to near the front of the van. And I looked, and the man who I had thrown off of me had a shotgun, and he shot at me, and I felt the bullet. I didn't know it was a shotgun at the time. I had to hold that thought. But he shot me in the leg, and I felt the bullet hit my leg, and I felt blood on my pants. And I went out to the street, and I was thinking of running. Then I thought, no, I'm hit. I better get 911 on the phone and get some relief. So I did call 911, laying there in the gutter of the street, and an ambulance came. Now, when the ambulance got there, I looked at my leg, and it was a impression. I don't know if you're familiar with a wadding for a shotgun, but there was an impression of a wadding from a shotgun there, and the skin was barely broken. I could see, but there was enough that blood came out. I got into the ambulance that came, and the ambulance had a female nurse in there. And en route to the hospital, the nurse started coming on to me. And I was so frustrated and so agitated, as like I could not escape anybody that had some type of sexual plan in the during the drive to the hospital. And then I woke up. I woke up and I went back to sleep. I woke up realizing I've had a dream, thinking, what is that? And went back to sleep. And then when I woke up after going back to sleep, I couldn't even recall the dream. But then I started listening to Carter Conlon's message, and it's titled, There is a Window, or it's something like that. Daniel had a window, or somewhere to that effect. It's going to be immediately following this. And he begins to talk about a nation who is so corrupt that it's going to be judged by God. And I think what the Lord was showing me, Byron, it's this bad in your nation. Um, Everything has gone bad. And there's a verse of scripture. I'll put it on the screen above me here. I'm not going to look it up while we're talking, or while I'm talking. There's a verse of scripture that says, Babylon is the habitation of every unclean spirit and every foul spirit, worse to that effect. One time I prayed to the Lord. I said, Lord, how did they get me? How was it that I was on track for you when I was a young man? And then I got led astray. And I immediately had a vision. And in the vision, I saw what I believed to be was a demon. It was very similar. The best way I can describe it is that of a buffalo type head. That's all I saw was the head with horns. But the flesh, it was a baby buffalo, not a mature one. But the flesh was just burned and charred all around it. I saw that vision. And as soon as I saw the vision, I thought, okay, it was demons. Um, may not be true for everyone, but I know that there's some people that are at this point in their life. I am definitely. Um, Sometimes people ask the question, what's wrong? Why are certain people not getting this? Or how could God have mercy on someone who has struggled in their life when they had the choice to just follow God, etc.? And that's true. But when you consider the depravity of the people in Babylon, and I call Babylon, the United States is Babylon. When you realize that on every corner, on every street, on every sidewalk, on every church pew, on every shopping aisle, you have been walking around in a nation that is the habitation of every foul spirit and unclean thing, whatever the verse said that I put on the screen. You start realizing, man, you've been walking around in a rotten society. And I believe that dream was showing me, Byron, it's that bad at this point. I don't see it as that bad in the physical. Um, I don't associate with certain things, but I believe that that's what the Lord was showing me. Byron, it's that bad. You cannot escape. Uh, if it's a woman not trying to seduce you, it'll be a man, and the same would be true if you're a woman. If it's a man not trying to seduce you, it's going to be a woman. And these things that we see manifesting themselves out in the physical world now have existed in the closet before, and it's driven by spirits, evil spirits that we have had to grow up and contend with and consider, and have been told that, hey, this is normal for a certain time. We've had our president all the way back to Clinton. I remember Clinton, don't ask, don't tell. And you guys that are, if you happen to see this, you're homosexual or whatever else you want to describe in the world today. I'm telling you the truth. When you stand before Jesus Christ, the truth is you rejected God and you had a universe, a planet, Earth, a creation of God that testified to you there is a God, and you knew or there is a God, but you did not honor God as God. And in so doing, you received um, a curse. You were turned over to depraved ways. There's no other explanation. You can be frustrated with me. You can kill me. You can do all kinds of things to me. Unfortunately, none of those things will change the truth. The truth is, one day you will face reality, and reality is um, there is a creator of this universe, and you chose not to recognize him as God. And that's in Romans chapter 1. Um, maybe a tad of it going into chapter 2, but I think it's mostly the latter part, latter half of chapter 1. So I'm going to close this one out. This is a dream I couldn't remember until I heard Carter Conlon preaching his message. And as soon as I heard him start talking about the things that were happening in the United States, this dream came to my remembrance. So I'm gonna put these two in as a tag team. So thank you.